Today we have Matt Atkinson, who's our special guest. And Matt Atkinson is a lender, landlord, flipper. I mean, the guy, hard money lender, the guy does everything. And so he's going to come in and talk about the changes with the COVID in the real estate market since the last time he was here, which was the original huge explosion of the COVID when things got put in lockdown and unemployment started to happen and all these loans discontinued just because there weren't, I guess, income of people coming in. And so he's going to come in and talk about that. And then after the show, we're going to actually head on over to one of the investment properties to check out. I'm not sure if it's a rental or a flip, but it should be cool to go see one of these properties, to see what he's doing with the renovation, to hear what his exit strategy is. Quite the range. 1640 AM. This is the show, Utah Home Sweet Home. I'm your host, Yoshi Shiraki, and today our very special guest is none other than a really good friend of mine, Matt Atkinson.
What's up? What's up? Personally, as a real estate investor, I'm optimistically cautious that as the money runs out from the government for people to get the $600 a week,
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some delinquencies again,
Right.
depending on what state people live in. Obviously, we're in Utah. What state people live in, what they do for work, how they've been able to modify their work schedule. You know, like going to a restaurant, you have way less people there.
Yeah.
You know, so that's affecting revenue. There's lots of different stuff. So I think it'll be some more roller coastery opportunities from now in the future until we, as a nation, get probably the green.
Okay.
Or whatever that standard will be in the
Yeah.
future. That's not up to us, but that's what I'm monitoring as a lender and a real estate investor.
Perfect. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So, what, just for the listeners out there, some people have, credit scores are all over the place. Some people have great ones, some people don't. But I get asked oftentimes, what credit score does one need to have at a minimum to even qualify for a loan? And how do credit scores actually affect interest rates? Do you mind explaining that a little bit? And I'm going to try and see if I can figure out this phone while you're doing that.
Yeah, you bet. So the comment I would say is you want as high as credit score as possible, right?
Yeah.
So you have 3 different credit scores that you take the average of the 3. You don't take the 3, add them together, and divide it by 3. You just take the average of the 3. So if you had like a 645, 678, and a 690, in that scenario, you take the average as a 678. So obviously, you want to pay your stuff on time to the best of your ability. You want to have lower balances. You don't want to overextend yourself. You want to avoid collection reports, state tax liens, judgments, things like that.
Yep.
So for government loans, you can see online we have a FICO score as low as X. I'd say you realistically need a 660 to get a decent rate.
Okay.
Now rates right now, as of yesterday, like you could get a conventional loan at like 2.75.
That's amazing.
On a 30-year fix. On a 15-year, you get like 2.25 or 2.375.
Wow.
That's just
Wow.
cheap, or very economical money, right?
Yeah,
so
no kidding.
they're obviously benefiting the people who are more have better credit worthiness.
Yeah.
So those are some things you can do to increase your credit.
Very cool.
So you and I went to Kansas City.
In November.
What year was
Well,
that? 7 years ago?
Oh, for
We
the
went to go look
All-Star
at a
game?
bunch of your houses. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
I thought you
2000
meant for the Patriots.
Maybe 5 or
Chiefs.
6 years ago, right? So
Yes.
Yoshi and I went to Kansas City to go look at his portfolio about 5 or 6 years ago, and real estate there is way different than here.
Completely different.
And you have a much larger experience than I do investing in other states. So if people lived in Utah and were looking to go to other states, what would you suggest that they should do based on your experience right now?
Yeah, so you've really got to understand the market to know where you want to go if it's outside of Utah. And the reason why people go outside of a market that they live in is affordability, right? When I started investing in Kansas City, it's because I was living in New York City at the time. New York City was so expensive, and still is, that the real estate investment associations out there promoted investing outside of the market we lived in, which was New York City. They would say go invest in Buffalo, New York, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kansas City. I mean, they were promoting outside where the real estate was significantly cheaper. You know, a lot of people went to Detroit and got killed there because their whole economy just tanked. You got to be very conscientious of what's the economy that drives a particular city. Is there a population decrease, increase? Is the economic industry, you know, surviving in that particular area? And like Detroit got hammered.
Right. Why did it get hammered?
Their economy basically was automotive.
Right.
And so it just tanked during that recession. So if you're going to pick a market that you don't live in because of affordability, if you can afford Salt Lake, we're still affordable. You know, we made the top 25. I don't know if I ever told you this statistic, but 2019 in the National Association of Realtors magazine or newsletter. I can't remember if I read it in a magazine or read it online, but Salt Lake City made the top 25 list for the first time in history of the most unaffordable markets in America.
Unaffordable?
Unaffordable to buy a house.
Oh,
yes.
Unaffordable.
Unaffordable to buy a house. Yeah. So here's what's cool. Is out of the most unaffordable cities in America, we're in last place in the top 25. So we're still hypothetically affordable, although we've made the unaffordable list for the first time in history, right? So if you can invest in Salt Lake or in the Salt Lake area,
before it gets more unaffordable.
Before it gets more unaffordable, exactly. That's exactly where it's going. Then there's a big opportunity for you to stay here, invest in your local market. If you're going to go outside your market, it takes a lot of research to figure out where you potentially want. Mentors could be a good thing, you know, if you have a mentor that lives, let's say, in Phoenix or wherever, you know, outside of Utah, or you have a family friend or someone who can help you. That's obviously that you can trust. That's the key word. You know, when I invested in Kansas City, I knew nobody there. So I had to build a power team while living in New York City.
Yeah, Mama Chu?
Yeah, Mama Ray.
Mama Ray.
Yeah.
Hey, guys,
The oldest jazz act in Missouri. Yeah. The oldest. So she's
seen
a
the
jazz.
Ozarks?
I don't know.
Have you seen the Ozarks?
No, I don't know.
On Netflix? Oh. she got taken out in episode 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. So yeah, I would say definitely take a lot of time to do the due diligence on a particular market to understand that's where you want to go as far as investing, because there's going to be a lot of markets outside of Utah that are more affordable. It's just picking the one that you want, but researching it first.
Right.
All right, so we just got done doing the radio show with my friend Matt Atkinson.
What's up, guys?
And now we are going to go do a house tour. Matt's got a property in South Salt Lake. I'm not sure if he's flipping it or renting it, what his exit strategy is, but he's going to break that down for us at the property. But maybe you could give us a little bit about it right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you bet. So I wanted to promote myself extra because I'm teaching a class on August 15th on how to flip properties from A to Z. So this is a great example for what to do. This property we actually bought off Facebook,
Nice.
a lead. Yeah, Facebook lead from someone in a group. And it's amazing. We bought 3 properties in 45 days from Facebook. So it's a great way to find property. So this property, we're actually fixing up and flipping it on the market. We'll probably list it at the end of August. But it's an awesome way for you guys. Anyone can learn to develop these types of skills. And we'll share what we're doing, how we're going to make money, and what you guys can do, knowing what you know now or what you can do in the future. So that's a little bit about it.
Awesome. So once the radio show uploads to SoundCloud, we'll be heading out to the house to go check it out.
Dude,
Nice. Seriously.
I love it.
Oh, well, it's like in the concrete.
A little bit of that right there.
Yeah.
You got it?
You got it.
That's where you're trying to hit?
Yeah.
Visualization.
Yeah, exactly.
Visually hit the floor.
All right, so we are here at one of Matt Atkinson's recent flips. Very excited to hear about this. So were you able to figure out how much you purchased it for?
Yeah, but it's private because I don't want this to get shared to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you off script.
How about the ARV?
Yeah, 520.
520. So
We found it on Facebook.
So just so you guys are aware, this is a $525,000 neighborhood. We're in Sugar House, a super hot area. If you're watching and not in Salt Lake, this is a really high desirable area. And Matt, why don't you share a little bit before we go in? How about
You bet. So we found this property on Facebook as a Facebook group.
Nice.
Someone asking questions, and here's how we work backwards.
take 520,000
Yep.
as the ARV.
Yep.
It'd be more, but it's on a busier street.
Okay.
So I'd say it'd be 540 to 550 if it wasn't on a busier
One block
street.
over, yeah.
One block over, or even a half a block on like
Yeah.
two houses in.
Yep.
Based on my 7 houses you never buy and why.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So if you work backwards of 520 ARV, our budget's 60,000, and we're probably going to make about a $45,000 profit. So, and we have some hard money costs for about 5 months.
Yeah.
So you can work your numbers based on that, and that'll be a
Perfect.
good exercise for you guys to do.
Yeah, that's great.
So found it on Facebook, knew the numbers up front, identified. We did a property about 5 years ago, just 2 blocks away, so we were familiar with this type of style of home and who's desirable.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool. Excellent. Already the front door has been
Yeah, so
installed.
we worked on focusing on just the outside before it got super hot, because we know our contractors would prefer it not being so hot, and
Yeah.
so we did the outside about 2 months ago, and then it's
Nice.
been slowly working on projects in between as we're reevaluating our portfolio, so you guys can check it out.
Cool.
So on this property, when we bought it, something that I thought was really interesting is what to do with this enclosed porch patio. So it's already been enclosed, as you can tell from a long time ago. You have electric baseboards, so it's warm. We'd rather have the square footage that's already been finished to extend the functionality of the house. So what we're planning on doing is building some benches. So this would be an awesome seating area over here, so that if people want to just have some privacy, chat, have a meeting, whatever, build out a bench here, sit and chill, be able to chat in the springs, fall, summer, whatever.
Yep.
Be able to look outside. So this just extends a little bit of the functionality of the house, and looking forward to seeing what you guys think after it's done. But we went back and forth if we should open this up. We're like, no, this has already been enclosed a long time ago. Let's just use the tools that are here to make it better. So that's a good example of what to do of planning and looking at what your comps look like. So over here, we like to keep the original charm as much as possible. We've noticed that normally most people like that also, especially when the property is in good condition. It's just dated. So pretty basic. We're going to keep the fireplace, keep the brick, we'll paint it, we'll put a more modern complementary tile that matches the rest of the house. This is one part of the real estate investing that I am really less concerned with of how it looks, because it always looks way better than it used to be. So I don't get all up into these little integral details, and there's quite frankly people that do it better than me with that, and I'm totally okay. I just like functionality, what looks really good, and what most people are gonna like. So rather than going out in all these different details, that's just one part of having a additional revenue stream. Is we want to be able to have an awesome product for other people, but I don't care as much on those little details because I'm frankly not going to live in it. And you'll notice after it'll look way better than what it used to. So that's the good thing about real estate investing, is if it's about a good product and making sure the work's done correctly, it's going to look way better than other houses. So sometimes don't get so caught up on the little details. It takes you a lot of time. Is my tip for you today.
Do you know what you're going to do with these windows?
Yeah, we will carefully take those off.
Okay.
Take off the trim,
Uh-huh.
and then we can repurpose the trim for other places that we need it.
Perfect.
We're-
We'll close off the...
Yeah, we'll close it.
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
you'll not think more anything of it. Because
Yeah.
they're still there. So if you'll notice, this kitchen was really large before, and we're going to open it up more to make it more spacious, because I gotta be honest, everyone wants open floor plans.
Yeah.
That's not a trendy thing, that's a standard thing these days,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you used to have a ton of cabinets, as you'll notice. We got rid of a bunch of the cabinets. We're going back and forth with Derek, with the Dart. If we're gonna, we'll probably open this up all the way. We have cabinet bids for both plans, just to have cabinets run against the walls. Like I said, we want functionality because that's really important. The good thing is we like to have a cabinet designer design the cabinets, because they look at kitchens way more than we do, and we want to be able to give what most homeowners are going to want in this price range. So it's always good to keep your sink in the middle of the house so you're not moving around all over the place. We try to work with that a lot, but also to just make your property be functional and also old style charm to make it the way that you're looking for. So in this example, we might use like a farmhouse sink instead of a standard stainless steel sink in that example. So those are just little things to make your projects better. In old houses, sometimes they have old design and you're always wondering why they did it all the time.
and it just from the click of a light like that, you just have to touch the button and know how to make things work. If you'll notice on this property, in addition to Yoshi, he's not stationary. He definitely moves. This is a small bedroom. This house, when we bought it, was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. We've now modified the layout to make it a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house to make it more functional. So pretty basic. We're gonna keep this super small closet because I think it looks cute versus the taking space away. And those are just different things to focus on the charm of your properties. So this bedroom was one of 2 bedrooms that, if you'll notice right here, we actually opened this up to make it a 1/2 bath. When we bought the property, there was only 1 toilet in there without a sink, and on the other bathroom, there was only a shower and a sink. So if you had to use the restroom, you're like, oh, I gotta go clean myself. You had to go and open the door and walk in the other one. That's kind of weird. So we decided to make the other bathroom a full bath and then make this one a functional toilet and a sink. So we opened up how you could get in differently. That just comes with experience and also watching videos or learning from other people of how to make real estate investing better.
There's a multi-family, it looks like maybe a 6 or 8-plex. How did that get factored into your ARV? You mentioned the busy road.
Yeah, so busy road, we took like 5% of the sales price off. We also took into consideration that one neighbor is going to be a multifamily, and then on the opposite is a regular single-family house.
Yep.
So as long as the overall use is more residential versus commercial, that's going to take things into consideration. With that, you also want to make your property so nice that a lot of people are going to be like, hey, we're okay that we have an 8-plex neighbor because we have other houses across the street and other things like that. So you always take those things into consideration when you're buying and selling real estate. Good question. We're going to walk down the stairs and show you how we modified or improved the configuration to make the basement more functional. Come take a look. This basement down here, this had a room that was not a bedroom, no bathroom. So we relocated the washer dryer down here to the utility room. So you'll notice over here, we framed a bedroom that we put a closet in the corner. We have what's called shelf basement. So we've done actually a couple houses like this in the past, and we know that to make it look better, we're gonna paint the ceilings light so it's not so closed in, and then we'll also put beadboard on the outside just to give it some different pop, because we do wanna make the basement more functional. Then if you'll notice over here, so we have 1 bedroom, we have an amazing utility room that we just relocated the washer dryer downstairs. This will be a family room. In this scenario where we already have these beautiful beams, we'll just wrap them to make them stand out a little better. We'll stage the basement, and then the best part is we actually put a full bathroom in the corner, because by putting a full bathroom, if you need to use the restroom, you can go downstairs versus needing to walk upstairs. So just different things to make your house more functional and to hit an ARV. And to be honest with you, it's just providing a better property for someone who wants to buy it. So there's some awesome tips that we've learned on this amazing house in Sugar House. So thanks for taking a watch at it today.
All right, so we just got done doing the tour of this fix and flip. We got a neighbor booming down the street with his stereo system. We wanted to kind of show you a quick feel on the busy street as well as the 8-plex right there. But this is, again, we talked about this being Sugar House, a very desirable neighborhood. Matt, any last closing words?
Yes, so if you want to see how much your house is going to be affected based on a busy street, come during the week at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because it'll give you a better idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I learned that from Robin Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah, learning experience.
Yep.
Number 2, learning from Robin Thompson. Learn from people that have done more, right? Like,
yep,
we're sharing because we want people to succeed. This will be shared on UV RIA and Home Sweet Home and MJA Real Consulting and wherever. With that, like, we want to share because people succeed. We spend a lot of money on freaking mistakes, right? So please have other people who are more experienced to help you with your projects to maximize that. In this example, we brought in interior designers that we know our friends use that are really high end, and we told them what we're looking for, and they gave us really good ideas. Awesome. So bring on people that are professionals. The last thing is utilize technology. I just did a WhatsApp call on my phone with my contractor while I was here. So then in 5 minutes, I don't need to come back for probably 3 or 4 weeks again, or if we have questions, you can do a WhatsApp call with me. So use these benefits in these times for COVID.
Absolutely. And even without COVID, WhatsApp and FaceTime and all that stuff is fantastic to save you time not having to come here during your busy day.
Or they can communicate with us too when they have questions.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So question, what are 3 things you learned from this, Yoshi? Besides it's your birthday.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. From walking through here. I think the first thing is, I don't know if necessarily I learned, but I love dissecting the ARV. It's truly an art, and there are certain things from what we discussed, the garage, what that brings, having a garage versus no garage, being on a busy road versus 2 houses in, being next door to an eightplex versus next to a residential. A lot of people pull ARVs, I see it all the time, and it's, in my personal opinion, inflated for whatever, you know, a lot of wholesalers will inflate it. They might not include it's on a busy road and next to an eightplex. Things like that, if you're looking to buy from a wholesaler or you're just pulling comps yourself, you need to be super knowledgeable or careful with, is probably a better word.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I would say one is reiterating pulling comps and making sure you're taking in the factors that you need to take in. 2 would probably be, you know, and not that I learned it, but definitely having a room that's just the toilet, no sink to wash your hands is no bueno.
No bueno. Mucho caca en la henna.
Yeah. So unifying the 2 is definitely much better. Obviously having a toilet and a sink so that you have at least a half bathroom versus, what do you call it? Just a toilet.
Nothing.
Yeah. Not even a.
So
anything.
we changed the house from a 3/4 bath.
Yeah.
To now it's got 2 full baths and a half bath.
Yeah.
So it's using the space correctly.
Absolutely. And then the third thing, which I'm on the same page with Matt, is the front porch area. Matt had shared that some of his team thought it'd be, you know, opening it back up. I'm along the same thought of keeping it closed. It's actual square footage that you get to now increase the value of your home. So
yeah, and if we took it, maybe as we close with that, if you check out our house to the right and then the neighbor's house to the left,
right,
because the work was already done.
Yeah,
we're just maximizing the space that's available. So
exactly,
it's knowing what's the best use of the property to get a desirable profit for yourself and also to provide an awesome property for other people.
Awesome. All right, guys, so if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching.
May the force be with you,
That's
always.
Right.